What helps us achieve our goals and objectives in life? It is and always has been limitations. We have restricted ourselves from all sorts of negative factors, from many pleasures and joys. Limitations haunt us throughout our lives. Is that a bad thing? Not at all. We get a higher reward, but much later. The mistake most people make is consumerism. And this consumerism is just wild and is increasing at such a wild rate. In the distant past, 90% of people were producers. Some grew, some crafted, some hunted, fished, and put the products of their hunting for sale. This is called manufacturing. Production takes tremendous effort and yields tremendous fruit. It's good for the body. Why is it good for the body? The producer is constantly active, not only physically, but mentally as well. His every day is varied, requires new decisions, requires new experiences, new efforts, impressions, and emotions. His brain as a set of neural connections is constantly learning and gaining experience. And this translates into a very fast progression in production. That is, he starts to create more and get more benefits in this life because his utility becomes more and more from year to year. But the consumer has a different nature. He's fixated. He consumes the same thing. He's inactive, and his everyday is monotonous. And consequently, the consumer lacks progression. He doesn't gain experience. He doesn't make any important decisions. And he's inclined to his usual comfort. You must learn to create. You must bring new value to society, to create something that no one else has created, or to improve something that someone else has created. You have to get on the side of producers, not consumers. The chance of becoming a producer in almost any country is extremely high. There are hundreds of thousands of niches, a lot of things to discover, to create, to improve. Of course, in many countries there are other problems, such as great corruption, bad legislation, lack of government support for business, and monopolists. In other countries, in particular the European part of the world or the United States, where 60% of GDP is SMEs, there is huge competition. Yes, the competition is fair, but it is just wild, and it is not very easy to become a leader. However, there you can quite easily open a small business and pocket a small passive income. So the chances are always there. If you promote yourself as a producer of an extremely strong product or service, the success of your business will not keep you waiting. In many countries, there are no normal products and services. So, you need to take this moment and say to yourself, I am a producer, not a consumer. I cannot be forced to consume unnecessary things. I have to go on the way of creating something new, to study life, new directions to finally create a product, to create something great, to occupy such a strong niche that no one would ever occupy, and to occupy this niche firmly and without hesitation. Occupy it and constantly improve it. That's the productive spirit. Constant learning, constant desire for development, which also improves health, improves the hormonal background, normalizes the work of our neurotransmitters. The consumer is isolated. He is closed off from society. He lives in his own strange and lonely world, where there is him and what he consumes. He doesn't care about achievements. He doesn't care about competition. He doesn't care about society. He just needs a comfortable isolation. But the producer, on the contrary, is aimed at society. His goal is to hack into society, to understand its weaknesses, problems, and create benefits for it, and for this to get huge benefits. And that's why the producer is never isolated. He lives in the society because he feels that this is the only way to achieve something. But how does one become a producer? You must first realize that this path is a long one. Many people will turn away from you, but from now on, only the right people will surround you and add to you over time. Next, you need to find a niche where you want to excel, where you want to become extremely useful or create a product, service, and so on. Finding a niche takes a large amount of time too. You need to study a lot to understand it. Read, learn, watch different kinds of forums, study foreign experience. If you are working somewhere at the moment, combine work and learning a new direction. Start small until the niche does not begin to bring income. Progressively get bigger and bigger. This is inevitable because with constant progress, self-limitation, elimination of all negative factors. You will succeed in this direction. If you make a mistake or feel that you're not getting it right, don't give up. That is the productive spirit. Learn to compete. Learn to dominate on a daily basis. Train yourself to not be lazy and put in the effort. And of course, don't forget about connections and health. This is also a huge component of any producer. He is always mentally healthy and has good and extensive connections as he communicates a lot. Work on your emotions, keep your emotional balance throughout the day, and don't squander your potential as it will affect you negatively and take you out of the game for a long time. It is a simple competition and you have to compete in it, and after a certain amount of time, stand on top, learn from mistakes, gain experience and knowledge, and don't be lazy. That's all for now. See you later.